Hi everybody, this is Dr. Shawn Talbott, and welcome to another edition of From the Lab. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about our essential product. We've spent a lot of time in other editions of From the Lab talking about some of our other juice products. We've talked about Immune and the benefits of Wellmune for the immune system. We've talked about Active and the benefits of our unique vegetable-derived glucosamine, Regenisure, in that product, and how it can help not only with joint health, but with autophagy and stimulating regeneration throughout the whole body. We have talked about Pulse and the Carawise phytosterols that are in there for heart health and cholesterol lowering. So we've talked about and really focused on the functional benefits of all of those products, but we haven't talked too much about the base benefits, the antioxidant protection benefits that are consistent across all of our juice products and really shine in our essential product, which is an overall antioxidant network kind of a product. So when we look at a product like this, the thing that I see in it is comprehensive antioxidant support. And I say that because we've got the whole antioxidant network. We have our vitamin C, we have our vitamin E, we have our family of B complex vitamins, we have our carotenoids, which we've talked about before, that protect the body in one particular way. We have flavonoids that protect the body in another kind of way. We also have a thiol protection in here. We don't add thiols to the product because of some stability issues. If you add thiols to a liquid kind of an environment, you don't have very good stability. They break down very quickly, and so you don't get that protective benefit. But one of the things that's very interesting about thiol protection in the body is that you can stimulate the body's own production of its internal thiols, things like glutathione and superoxide. These are enzyme systems that the cells produce on their own to protect from free radical damage internally. You can stimulate that process of thiol production by giving flavonoids in general and giving acai in particular, and there's several studies that show that effect for acai. So I want to give you a perspective for some unique protective benefits of the essential formulation, and I want to start off by showing you some juice. When we talk about flavonoids in general, we can point to all of the health benefits of flavonoids. We can point to the fact that the Harvard School of Public Health has shown that people with a higher intake of flavonoids in their diet have better heart health, they have better brain health, better bone health, better skin health. The list just goes on and on and on. And those data keep coming out. Every few months, there's another study about the health benefits of flavonoids. So if you look across the plant world and you're looking for a high flavonoid plant, it doesn't get any better than acai, which is the base of all of our juices, including essential. So, we can just say, let's go get some acai, or we can do it in a very particular way. One of the things that's interesting about acai is that it has a very nice collection of water-soluble antioxidants and fat-soluble antioxidants in the same fruit. So if we look at a measurement like ORAC, O-R-A-C, oxygen radical absorbance capacity, as the sort of potential that that an ingredient could have to fight against free radicals and protect you from that cellular damage, acai is right at the very top, especially the way we do acai here at MonaVie in our MonaVie form, where we have a combination of acai juice, acai pulp, and a freeze-dried acai, which we have some patent protection around. When we combine all of that together, we get an overall protection in the body. So if we look at something just like ORAC, we could stop there and say, look at that, acai is very high compared to these other fruits that are not nearly as high. And when you see the charts, acai isn't just a little bit better, it's a whole lot better. But we don't stop there. And you've heard me talk about ORAC in some of the other editions of From the Lab, and how that's not really where we want to stop as a company. We want to go beyond ORAC, and we want to actually feed this stuff to people and see what kind of a benefit we can measure in their lives, in their overall health. Because it's very possible that you could have a high ORAC measurement here in your glass, or there in your bottle, or there in your test tube, but that potential doesn't get transferred into the body because maybe it's not absorbed, maybe it's not digested, maybe it's not transported or delivered to the tissue effectively. Maybe it gets to the tissue, but it gets washed out very quickly. Maybe there's something going on biologically that doesn't allow you to make this bioavailable. So, this stuff that we have in the glass, when we deliver it to people in our studies, we're able to show an end benefit. We're able to show that this in the glass transfers its antioxidant benefit into the body. So we can show lower levels of cellular damage. We can show higher levels of antioxidant protection. We can show improvements in real life measurements like flexibility and range of motion. We can show benefits for immune system. We can show benefits for mental function. We can show all those sort of real life systemic benefits, and it's because of the blend that you get here. So let me drink this down a little bit more, because it's good, but I also want to be able to show you something that's very unique about our version of acai compared to everybody else's version of acai. One more sip. And what you can see is stuff on the side of this glass. That is very indicative of the fact that we have very high level of nutrition here. So people look at this and they go, what in the world is all of that? I can see some residue. That's some of the acai pulp. I can see this green film. That's the acai oil. That oil is the same kind of fatty acids that you find in olives. This is oleic acid. That's the heart-healthy benefit of the Mediterranean diet. And we've got it right there in the acai, or in the MonaVie, the version that MonaVie does. Most other acai purveyors will filter all of that out. They don't want that residue. They don't want that film. You know, that looks to them like, just looks like a mess. We keep it in there because we look at that and see health. We see benefits for the brain and for the heart and for the whole rest of the body. So we want to keep that in there. And that's why when you pick up a product like Essential, and you want to protect your body, you want to do it in a very comprehensive way. And we know that you can do it by getting that antioxidant network, getting the fat soluble, getting the lipid soluble, so that you're the fat soluble and the water soluble, so you're protected in all of those different areas of your body. The vitamins and minerals, the B complex, the whole antioxidant network, the carotenoids, the flavonoids, it's the whole package built here in Essential. And then with our other products, we build on top of that. We say we protect you, and then we give you this added functionality, whether it's the immune system benefit, the cardiovascular benefit, the joint health, and the restorative benefits throughout the body. You know, it all starts right here with Essential. And so I really encourage you to take a look at this and get a perspective for the fact that you can do antioxidants in a limited way, or you can do full body antioxidant protection in a comprehensive way. And that's exactly what we're doing with the Essential product. So thanks for joining me on this edition of From the Lab. This is Dr. Shawn Talbott. I want to encourage you to send in your questions. We're really excited about answering the kinds of questions that you have about our products, about how they work, about how they're different, and we'll be answering those on future editions of From the Lab. So I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.